Slot Car Adventurers, and this week I'm jumping right in and redoing this corner. Never quite happy with it, it is pretty good, just something didn't work for me, so I've got a few ideas. First off, let's just carefully remove all the old bits and pieces and clear the way for all the new bits and pieces. I guess the point of this exercise is to demonstrate that even though you might do a piece of scenery, it doesn't mean it's final, it doesn't mean it's forever. You might like it at the time, but live with it for a little while. You might think, yeah, it's not quite right, I think I can do something better. That's exactly what happened to me with this corner. Now, I'm not getting rid of these things, they're going to be relocated to a better spot on the layout. In particular, this covered grandstand. Just pop it down here for the moment and deal with that a little bit later. Now, the Pepsi Cola grand billboard is perfect where it is. Absolutely love that thing, especially since I replaced those LEDs. It's a lot brighter, a lot more significant. But what I'm going to put up there next to it is what we put together last week. That new Castrol tall Marshall lookout from Magnetic Racing. That's approximately its new spot, and I think we're onto something. What do you reckon? Doesn't that look great there? Now, if we supplement that with these open plan spectator stands, I think we'll be getting the look that I'm more after. I think they'll work better with the Pepsi Cola, and let's get these trees out of the way. They're proving a little bit difficult. Pop that down there, and this one's stuck. I did it too good. How's that? Normally they just fall over, but in this instance, a little bit too well. And with our second spectator stand in position, I'm really liking that. That looks so much better, I think. Really goes well with the Pepsi Cola. And yeah, I've put the light back in, but you know what? I'm not too sure about reusing that light tower. Looks pretty good, but there's just still something not quite right about it, don't you reckon? It's pretty good, it's a huge improvement, but I'll think about it. Let's just move along. Now, I think that's pretty much the right placement. I'd like to add more trees, a bit more vegetation, some more bushes and shrubs perhaps. Oh, that's looking even better. Look at that angle. Terrific. Yep, this is definitely worth doing, I think. We're really going to get this corner absolutely kicking. And as for the previous covered grandstand, it's going right here at the end of the pit lane. That spot is made for it. It looks so much better there. Everything looks much more balanced. And look at that, it just works. It just shows you that sometimes you don't get it quite right, things aren't exactly where they should be, and it just pays to have an open mind and be willing to swap things around, redo things. And in this case, I think it's really paid off. It's just such a much better look. This covered grandstand, look, that's its home right there. It should have been there right from the start, and the space, remarkably, is perfect for it. If we look all the way down the main straight and see what's going on down the far end there, that's just looking so much better. Very happy with that. So, folks, I think I'm going to commit to that, and I will start putting in trees and shrubs and bushes and all the other little bits and pieces to make this corner really come to life. And yes, what a nice view of the Pepsi Cola. That's terrific. Just the whole vibe, the whole feel, the whole look of the corner is so much better now. So let's stop talking about it and get down to business. So here's all the bits and pieces. I've got my drill bits, my drill, got some trees to add, and I've even got those bushes. Yes, we're going to be in bush mode once again. Now, we've already got a few trees in place. There's just a few little spaces to fill in with various sized trees, different species perhaps, just a mix and match to really, fill in the space, make it lush and green, taking the cue from that new Castrol lookout. It's going to be called Castrol Corner after all. So let's remove those things out of the way, and we're going to do a little bit of groundwork, and I'm employing the Miss Charlotte Scriven method to do this. Yes, she is an absolute expert at doing scenery, and this is all her technique, brush it on, get it in there, spread it out carefully, evenly, and then it's dead easy just to sprinkle some new vegetation or brown mucky stuff, if you like, as we're doing right here, and very quickly it's pretty much done. Now to add some extra trees here and there, fill in the gaps, turning it just the right way, and bringing out the drill to drill a great big hole for the ones that don't actually have the little base, thanks to a certain person yanking at the things and snapping them. Yeah, well, did that drill bit go around the right way? It still managed to drill the hole. I thought it was going anti-clockwise. How did that work? Well, it worked. So there's the glue. Let's plant the trees. Actually, I like installing them in this manner because you really do get a sense that you are, in fact, planting the trees, right? Right? Yeah, well, it works for me. Anyway, as you can see here, it's really blending in with all the natural vegetation outside. Yeah, the weeds. And by the way, I think I've got an idea to replace that light tower. I'm going to quickly put together this last remaining light-up billboard. So this is Magnetic Racing's standard light-up billboard. They do have a larger size available as well, and oh God, all sorts of others. Let's get all the pieces out, lay them out before us, discover that we're all out of super glue, jump in the car, go to Bunnings, get more super glue, come back, almost run out of fuel. Yeah, it's been a bit of an afternoon, but as you can see, I got here, I got started, and it's already taking shape. How amazing is that? It's one of their easier kits to put together, doesn't take very long at all. Here I've added the extra little footings just to give it a bit more height and a bit more of a substantial base. And already it's time to get out the brushes and paints and start colouring this thing. Actually no, we should probably install these extra little pieces for mounting the light on, but we won't actually mount the light until after the paint has dried. So there it is, the last two pieces of the puzzle. Not difficult to put together at all. And now we're going to dive into the painting. I've got some grey, some silver, and some corrosion. Starting with the silver, I have hand painted it all. This is Plata silver, I believe it's called. For the footings, I'm using this grey, which is very concrete-like. And then I'm going to smudge some of that over the rest of the dry silver, just to give it a sort of a slight weathered effect. And now, isn't it ironic that I've never really used algebra throughout my entire life, but here I am using the skills I learned all the way back in kindergarten. Yeah, finger painting. So kids, the moral of the story is pay attention during kindy. Those are the true life skills that you will learn, and they will serve you well, and the rest is probably a ruddy great waste of time. But I digress. Yeah, there's the result so far, looking really, really schmicko. And I'm now going to add a whole bunch of corrosion. The idea is this thing's made of metal. It's been out in the weather for some time. The rain droplets and moisture tend to settle in certain areas. So that's where you'll apply this corrosion effect. Now, it might look like a little excessive at first, but trust me, as it dries out, it looks a lot more natural, and it looks exactly what it says on the bottle. Corrosion. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty darn corroded. Now, once all your paint is dry, it's time to apply the sticker, and in this case, it's the Castrol Classic Oils banner. Love the look of that. And as you can see here, I've got the light installed, it's lit up, it's looking great, and this little character even managed to climb up on top and sit there so he can cheer on his favourite race team. I hope he's had his tetanus shots. So that one didn't take very long to do, but now the real fun begins. Gotta paint all these bloody figures. Yes, there's quite a bunch of them, and this is not all of them. There's the rest of them. Yes, I'm using the Magnetic Racing Mexican Wave Kit to create a little team of Castrol employees who will be doing a Mexican wave, and they're going to have the word Castrol spelled out, one letter on each of their shirts. Now, I've also printed out some nice Castrol logos to glue onto the guardrail. And now, folks, here's the completed scene in all its glory. Let's take a nice slow-mo walk by. So we've got our vehicle there on its display stand, the Castrol lookout tower. We've got, a little bit of a camera movement there, a bit drunken. But yeah, let's zoom in on that. That's looking great. You can see the Mexican wave guys, and they all together spell Castrol. Surprise, surprise. The Pepsi Cola's looking great. Even Betty's here to check out the place. She loves it. But look at that. This corner is so much better now. Such a great look. And see those little green extra stripes down there? That was DG Raceway's idea. And to do that, I didn't paint it. I just found some green electrical tape, stuck it on, and just trimmed it with a razor blade. I even used that stencil I showed you before to spray paint Castrol on the track itself. So overall, a great result. Super happy with how this has turned out. And folks, I think our work here is done. Yeah. Slot car adventurers, at last we're going to get this HQ Holden project completed and on the track. Now, the creator of these, Dave Volk, stopped by just the other day and dropped this extra box of goodies over. As you can see, this is the material for the windscreens, front and back. There's also some little bits and pieces for the insert on the second car, as well as the second car's printed chassis and insert. I've just got to get another Slot.it universal chassis and then transfer the motor pod from that over into this one. I'll be good to go to get the second vehicle all sorted. Today, I'm going to get this first vehicle completely finished. Now, he's just provided this really cool little detail of an extra sized fuel tank and exhaust pipes. That'll look cool at the back of the vehicle. But before the final assembly, I've just done a quick little tune, and I'm just doing a little bit of motor running in. Now, I had quite a task trying to install the front and rear screens. I tried using PVA glue, and I managed to smudge it and get it everywhere. So I'll be redoing them at some point, but for now, I'm just going to get the car put together. Here it is here. You can see I've got the insert installed. And so I'm just going to go ahead and attach the chassis like that. Yes, it actually fits. Let's put the screws in, get it on the track, and after all this time, let's see how she runs. And we're off like a shot. It's actually running very well, just as good as any car in the room, really. Holding the turns well. Oh, certainly have. Let's do a take two, eh? Let's pick it up from that spot. Nice. It's actually very smooth, very responsive, great little car. And it doesn't look too bad either. Picking up speed, that's actually quite impressive. Holding the turns really well. Quite surprising. Yeah, look, you can't complain about that. Oh, I guess we can. we lost it up in the cage. Doctor! Let's try one more time. Excellent. Absolutely flying, really? Yes, indeed. I've got to say, I'm very happy with the way it's turned out. This is Dave Volt's first prototype, so this is 001, and the black car is 002. So these vehicles are really still works in progress, but I tell you what, Dave should be very pleased with how these have turned out. Well, there you go, Slot Car Adventurers. How did that turn out? Pretty good. Mainly lots of green added to bring this to life. Of course, green coming from the Castrol logo. I think it works really well. Now, I did order the Slot.it Castrol Jaguar, but it didn't get here in time. I planned to do some special laps and tricks with that, but it didn't get here. We do have this one from a Revo slot. It'll do. And of course we've got the sleeker over here, the rally car, and it's green, so the Slot.it Porsche gets an honorary mention. But it would have been nice to have that Castrol Jaguar from Slot.it, but I'll show that off later. So what do you reckon? Worth doing? I think it was a worthwhile exercise. Definitely paid off. Like it very much. Am thinking of putting a little bit more lighting in, like just a bulb underneath each of these spectator stands. Maybe something up here in the lookout tower. But overall, I think that's a job well done. Pretty darn good. Very happy with it, and I especially like this suggestion from DG Raceway to add the green stripes. That really brought it to life. But folks, the real question I have for you all today is, who would win this race? What do you reckon? That's a question to ponder. Who would win? Yes, I think that would be an interesting one. Now, as for the HQ Holden, it's turned out absolutely brilliant. My attempt at installing the screens, it was okay, but I managed to get... well, let me tell you what happened. I put on the PVA glue using a toothpick tip. I got it on there. Was very meticulous about spreading it around the edge, and then I attempted to bring in the screen, got it perfectly into place. The real one turned out not too bad actually, and I looked away, looked back, and it had shifted out of alignment. So thumbs and fingers in I came, and of course I pushed it into alignment again, and then it went the other way, and then let's push it back. And it just got progressively worse until the PVA glue was basically everywhere, all over the screen, all over my fingers and thumbs, which was then in turn inadvertently spread all over the finish of the car. Yes. And many a swear word was uttered that evening. So first time I've tried to install glass on anything like, well, plastic. Not too bad, but not great. We're going to do another attempt at doing this. I'm going to try some different adhesive that's a little bit more instant drying. Another thing about the PVA glue, look, I think if you really know what you're doing, you probably do a bang-up job of it, but for somebody like me, it's definitely the wrong choice. I think the more instant drying glue is the way to go. However, you've got to be careful what you use, because it will fog up the windscreen, like the PVA glue. Well, it didn't fog up the windscreen. That was my thumbs and fingers doing that. and you can see this morning, it is morning here, it's lifting already. It's coming apart in the corner there, so a little bit disappointed with that. But Shotgun Dave and Slot Car Wildman, if you haven't seen the live stream I did on Thursday evening US time, check out Slot Car Wildman's channel. You've got, who have you got? Wildman, Slot Car Wildman. I'm getting all muddled up here. You got Wildman, you've got Shotgun Dave, myself, and George from Area 51 dropped in. And great conversation about scratch building, 3D printing, all sorts of little nuggets are buried in that live. Check it out. You'll probably learn a few things, as I did. But yeah, right at the start they recommended a certain glue which I can get off Amazon. I'm going to try it out. In fact, I'm going to jump on the computer after I finish recording this and place an order. I've got spare screens, so I will perfect this. This will not beat me. But folks, I can't believe what a great little runner it is. I love this fuel tank feature in the back. He's given me one of those to add into the black one here. So yeah, definitely will add that feature. Still haven't decided on a livery for this one. Still thinking, still deciding. So it's going to be the running mate to this one. I would like to raise the back of the body, just get it above those tyres a little bit. Maybe not. I do like it. It goes great. Quite impressed. It goes very, very well. Very, very satisfied with this project, and yeah, I can't wait to build the other one and more. I wouldn't mind, as I've said before, wouldn't mind doing a little fleet of 4 of them, and then I can take them down for the guys to race when I pop down to Melbourne, Victoria later in the year. We're going to do a great Aussie slot car crawl. Go from, oh, what did I just stand on? Oh, you don't want to know. Yeah, he didn't need that limb, it's all right. Yeah, great Aussie slot car crawl from venue to venue, track to track, as many as we can fit in a long weekend. That's going to be another epic big slot car weekend video. Lots of filming, lots of fun. Yeah, keep an eye out for that one later in the year. Haven't planned the date yet, but it'll be around October, November, somewhere around there. We'll see how we go. Just a matter of when everybody's available to do it and when there's a long weekend. Well, I suppose we could force a long weekend. But then the evidence is on video, isn't it? They can't ring in for sickies, can they? Because you're sick, are you? What are you doing on this video? Yes, they're not going to get away with that. Are you all right? He's not moving. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I'm like the Land of the Giants. Crush, kill, destroy. What was that from? Can't remember, but I am waffling, folks. Great project. Very happy with that. So, again, the takeaway from all this is, if you haven't quite got a piece of scenery right, if there's something been bugging you, do something about it. Make a plan, get in there, rip it out, do it again, and you'll surprise yourself. You'll come up with something even better. And also, if you haven't ventured down the scratch building or white kit or just, yeah, model assembly, whatever, build your own slot car, definitely give it a try, because this is very satisfying to see it zipping around the track like it was before and going really well, mind you. I reckon it would give this X-Wing fighter a run for its money. We'd have to disable the hyperspace mode and the laser cannons first just to make it fair, I think. Yeah. Don't you think? Yeah, someone's got an advantage. Maybe the HQ would give him quite a shock. Turn out to be a bit of a dark lord of the Sith. Yeah? Maybe. I think that just looks really cool. Alright, slot car adventurers, what a week. That was a busy one, getting that Castrol corner done. Painting the people took the most amount of time again. I think I'm getting better at it, though. I think I am getting better at it if you aren't too into detail, fine detail, facial features. If yeah, I think it passes. Folks, I'm not sure what we're going to do next week. I think it's just going to be a lot of car on track action. What do you reckon? Maybe we'll get the Gulf relocation thing happening. But I'll come up with something fun and interesting, and I'll see you on the next Hughes Garage Slot Car Adventures. I really am awfully sorry about that. You didn't need those limbs, did you? You did? Oh, God, some people are so fussy.